Hey guys, welcome back to Danielle's Crochet Barn. Today we are going to be making a top off of the Sentro knitting machine. Before I get into it, I do want to apologize for my voice. I seem to be getting a cold or something, not real sure what's going on. Also, I do not have my mic because it is dead. I forgot to charge it. So I finally had time over the weekend to actually sit down with the Sentro knitting machine and figure out how to use it properly. The very first item I made off of it was a beanie that I made right after Christmas because I got the Sentro knitting machine on Christmas Day. The second thing I made was this top, and I finally finished it this weekend. It took me like 2 months, but it's not the greatest thing ever. I did not know how to properly use the machine, and really it was aggravating. I was getting very frustrated with it, but I was going to make sure that I learned how to use it because I got it for Christmas and I really wanted to make things with it. So this isn't the greatest thing ever. I don't like how it curls up at the ends at all, or like up here, and I did try to put a trim around it, but that just made it look worse. And I don't know if I'm going to try to sell this since it kind of is bleh looking. I might. I mean, it looks good if you put it on and tuck it in your pants. I think it looks great like that. It's not terrible for the first time, but I do remember I made the first panel. It was after I made the beanie. First panel came out perfect. Didn't have any issues with it. The second panel, I had to restart probably 5 times. I don't know what was happening. Well, I do know what was happening. I was dropping stitches like crazy, but I was getting frustrated with it. With this tutorial today, I'm going to try and be as thorough as I can. Some of the videos I watched, I was getting lost so many times, but I can finally make a proper tank top, so I'm going to make that today. I'm going to take pictures of this top outside. I can't today because it is raining, but hopefully I can get those photos and I'll put them up on the screen somewhere, probably use them for my thumbnail. And I would like to include a short clip of me showing y'all the tank top on, but we will see what I'll like it done. Also hoping my voice will work with me today because it's going in and out. But yeah, so either I will put in a clip of me showing y'all the top here, or we'll just get straight into the tutorial. So here is the top. I apologize for my forehead being cut off, kind of in a cramped corner here. But I use the brand Dotty yarn, and I'll get into more detail once we start the tutorial. But I really love how soft it is, and I love how it has like self-strapping. And I also know that it's a little bit early to start on spring or summer clothes, but spring will be here pretty quickly. And I'm going to go ahead and state that I'm only making a size small tank top. If you want to make a bigger one, I suggest making multiple panels depending on your size. The knitting machine I have is a 48 pin. I think that's what you call it. If not, I'll fix it on the screen somewhere. You're kind of limited with how wide you can make the tank top. Most of the tutorials I watched were kind of confusing, so I'm going to try my best to make this as clear as possible. I know my explanations are not perfect, so if y'all do have questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll try to clear everything up. I guess that's about all I can say. We will get into the materials once I sit down and get everything set up. But yeah, I'm very excited to wear this once it starts to warm up, and I am definitely going to pair it with the jeans I have on, which y'all can't see, but they're just some bootcut jeans, and then I'll probably wear this little crochet headband as well. But I'm very excited to wear this. I'm going to be making tank top after tank top with multiple different colors because this is so pretty, and I absolutely love it. It is see-through, so I have to wear a tank top underneath it. But yeah, very happy to wear this year. So now let's go to the tutorial. For this tutorial, you'll obviously need the Sentro knitting machine. Again, this is the 48 pin count. And then we will be using some waste yarn to start the panel and finish the panel. I highly recommend doing this part. When I done the first project, which was out of the same yarn actually, I did not use waste yarn, and that is why this right here curled. Now I still have the top on where I used this yarn right here. We are making the same color one. But I can show y'all with this panel, the edges do not roll up as bad. And it is much cleaner look on the edges here, as you can see. And I will show y'all what I'll do to take the waste yarn off and make such a clean edge. When I had first made the green top, I just skipped that part because I was like, oh no, I don't need it. I'm a pro at this. Don't skip the waste yarn, please. It makes such a big difference. Obviously, you'll need the color that you are working with, and I'm using the brand Premier Dotty, the color Blue Skies. And this has a pretty good amount on there. It has 200 grams, and I have made one whole top with this for my size. I'm a size, I guess, small, you would say. I just made 2 basic panels, and this is going to be the second tank top I made, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a good amount left over again. I may even be able to get 3 tops out of this, but we will see. I also want to say I have not tested out a bunch of different yarns on this knitting machine. I did try making a washcloth, so I was using cotton yarn. That did not work at all. And then obviously you will need some scissors. And when we're putting together the top, please ignore my poor crochet hook. It's been through it. But you'll need a 4mm crochet hook. And this needle actually came with the knitting machine, but I don't use it on the top. I just use it to help me count the rows. So that's really not a need. This is the needle that I actually use to hide any ends that are sticking out after I have the top done. That is basically all you need to make a simple tank top. And another thing is with knit. Now I have not knitted before, I've just been using this machine now. It does not take as much yarn as crochet does, so I really like that. I feel like you're kind of limited with the machine, but as I continue making things on it, I will continue making videos and, you know, test out what I can make on it. But let's just stop talking and get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is cast on our waist yarn. Casting on is like one of the easiest things ever. I thought it was going to be way difficult. I should mention that we're going to start turning the machine, or like this handle, away from us, so you see which way it's turning. So to start with, make sure that the white pin is lined up with this. We're going to drop a little bit of yarn in the middle, and you're going to take this yarn, put it in front of the white pin, let go of that, turn the machine and take the yarn behind the next pin, turn the machine, put the yarn in front of the next one, behind the next, in front of the next, behind, in front, behind, and keep doing that until you get all the way back to the beginning. So the machine will stop. Oh, one of the most important things is make sure that this is turned to panel mode, not tube. I'm so sorry, I almost forgot that. I have it, you know, suctioned to the table pretty good, so I'm not going to move it around. But yes, make sure this is on panel, and then start your waist yarn. Again, in front and behind, continuously. After we have the yarn at the last pin before the white one, we are going to thread it through this little piece here, take it through the tightest hole here. This is like the tension gauge, I think that's what it's called, but I just put it through that one, and I honestly hold this over here, and it helps keep the yarn at a decent tension. Make sure your tension stays constant throughout the whole thing, because that was the issue I had with the first top I made. So now I have 50 rows. This is very satisfying to do. Let me turn this a little bit so y'all can see better. But to pull this out, I mean, look at that. To count this, we are going to grab our panel, stretch it a little bit to make it easier to see what you're counting. And there's 2 different rows. There's a wide row and there's a small row. So I personally use a wide row, and I take this little needle here and I just stab it through each row and count as I'm going. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and so on. But I also want to show y'all when you're pulling it, and I don't know if y'all can see in the camera, I really hope so. You can see the individual lines here that make up the row. My iPhone storage is full, so I apologize if I got cut off. But like I was saying, you can see each individual row here. So that is the way I count. I just go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But again, you can go in between these holes here and count that way. There are tutorials specifically on counting, so if you want to look that up, you can look that up. But yes, I've done 50, so I need to do 50 more. And then after I do those, I'll be back once again to show y'all how to put on the waist yarn again, and then how to take it off the machine. After you have how many rows you want, you're now going to take some more waist yarn, and you're going to put that on to the machine. So this is just changing colors again like we did earlier. So you're going to take this, cut it, and again I'm leaving enough to use to crochet the 2 tops together, or 2 panels together later on. But you're going to lay that down in the middle, take the waist yarn, lay the end down in the middle, put it in place of where your yarn was, and you're going to make sure it catches on that end again. And go around. So I've done about 5 rows of that. Again, you can do more just to make yourself more comfortable. But we are going to cut this off now. Take it up and you're going to hold it in the air. And we are going to spin this back. And then we're going to spin it back again. And you'll see this comes off the machine. And I think that's pretty satisfying. So make sure not to pull that out just yet. But now I'm going to move the machine out of the way and I will show y'all how to secure it before we take the waste yarn off. This is where your crochet hook comes in handy now. You're going to pick up your panel, figure out what is the front and back side, and from what I've gathered, the back side is this right here, so it's horizontal lines, they're kind of squiggly side to side. Your front is the vertical lines up and down. So take that back side and we are going to find where we just took it off the machine, because that edge is the edge that will unravel on us. But there is a line in between your waste yarn and the color yarn. It's part of the color yarn that you're using. I don't know why I'm calling it colored yarn, but the yarn you're working with, the one that's part of your panel. You see right here, these little loops, that is what we will be working in. So I had left off enough to work with, so I'm just using this right here. I'm not attaching anything, but we're going to be working in them loops, and we're just going to be doing single crochets. Other people were doing slip stitches, but I found that to make it too tight. It would like gather and bunch up on the ends, and I didn't like it. So I just use a fairly loose single crochet, again using a 4mm crochet hook. But yeah, just single crochet down that line, and then I will show y'all what to do to take off the waste yarn. And now we're at the end here, and I'm just going to cut this off. And you see we have a nice line through there, so we're just going to find the end of that green yarn, and you're just going to simply pull it off. And you can reuse this later, so I'm actually going to wrap it up. An iPhone storage full alert, and once again I had to delete some stuff. That is so aggravating. But it's quite satisfying to watch this come off here. I know I'm trying to get it in camera, but it's not working out. And that is how the end looks. So it is pretty clean. I really like it. But now we're just going to do that to the other side here. And this is the side that we had started on, so you can't pull this and let it unravel like you do the edge that we took it off the machine with. And I haven't found a great method to take it off, so I honestly just cut it. I do not cut this yarn that we're working with. That's part of your top. I just cut the waste yarn. I'll show y'all when I get there, but yeah. I just take my scissors and I literally cut across here. Make sure you don't cut any of this. And then I'll just pull everything off. So I'm going to do that and then I'll be back. That way I can stop sniffling in the camera, because I'm sure that is annoying for y'all to hear. And now that is off, so I'm just going to go through there and pull all this out. And that does waste that little bit, so you can't really reuse it. So that's why I'm like, I don't know the best way to take it out, because I try not to waste things. But that's the only way I know how to at this very moment. Voila, there's that end. So next we'll be putting the panels together to complete the tank top. So now we are ready to put the panels together to complete this tank top. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that we put the good side to good side. So again, this is the good side or front side. The lines are going up and down. And then this is the back side. The lines are going across. Of course, you can use the back side as your front side if you like this better. But I'm using the proper front side. So we're going to lay those on one another. So you can decide, you can either choose to do the shoulder section first or the sides, closing the sides together first. I'm going to do the sides first. The way I do it, I just go along until I feel like it's good enough to leave a big enough gap for my arm, and then I'll put it against my body and see, which I'll show all that too. So I'm going to show y'all how to line this together and start single crocheting along the edge. After you have your two corners lined up beside each other, there are individual V's that you can see. Some of them, in my opinion, are hard to make out. Hopefully y'all can see those there. But yes, on both panels there are individual V's. So you're just going to insert your hook into the corner V's, grab your yarn, bring it through, chain one, and do a single crochet in that same section. And then in the next V, insert your hook. In the next V on the back panel, insert your hook and do a single crochet. And you're just going to do that all the way down and make sure you leave a wide enough hole for your sleeve. The way I tell what's big enough for my armhole is literally just laying it against my body. I act like it's connected already and just wrap it around kind of. I guess I can show y'all that once I get there. But yeah, just single crochet a little ways, leave enough room for your arm. So yeah. Okay, so after you have went up a ways, we are just going to lay it up against our body. I'm going to move this because I know it's going to make a racket. Hopefully y'all can hear me. But we are going to take this and lay it against our body and act like it was on our body. So it is going to stretch when you put it on your body. So kind of stretch it out. It does curl up, so it's a bit aggravating, but we're going to work with it. Bring the back corner and the front corner together. You can grab it there, flatten everything out, straighten it up, and kind of eyeball it. I'm going to close this up a little bit just so it covers more. I like my stuff to be right up against my armpit basically. But after you figure out how much you want it closed, you're going to do the other side and line it up with the same, make sure it's closed and you have the same amount opening. Hopefully that makes sense. And then after you have that done, I will come back and show you how to put the shoulder together, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I have both sides attached to one another, and then I also have one shoulder piece put together. So now I'm going to show you how to put the other one together. I have enough yarn to work with, I think, to close this up over here. If I need, I will grab the ball of yarn and finish. But anyways, you're just going to find that corner spot again and insert your hook. Grab the yarn, bring it through, chain, single crochet. And the thing I like about the ends, where we done the single crochets across to secure our yarn, you can see the individual V's here, perfect. So I just go into those and single crochet along there. And however many you do on one side, make sure you do it on the other one, that way the shoulders match. Done 9, so I'm going to do 9 single crochets across here. So I've done 3 so far. Just fasten off, hide all of your yarn that's showing, and then you'll be done. Now you can do trims on here. I haven't attempted that, so like I said, this is the most basic top you can make. I need to test around with making trim. That way it actually looks decent. But yeah, I'm going to finish this up, and then I will put this top on and show y'all it. So now the top is complete. I'm pretty happy with the outcome. This right here I'm kind of confused on. I did tell y'all to single crochet across, and it does come out better than slip stitching across, in my opinion, but it's quite tight. I mean, I can get it over my body, obviously, but I wish it was a little bit looser, because this right here is very loose, very stretchy. But if y'all have any suggestions on how to fix that, let me know. But otherwise, it turned out perfect. And this is how much yarn I have left over. So definitely not enough to make another top. I don't know what I'll make out of this. Could make a bandana, but I don't think it will drape nicely like this bandana. So I don't know. Could make one. That way there's a matching bandana to go with it. And this will be for sale. I'll include all the measurements of myself. That way whoever buys it, they know for a fact that it will fit them. So this will be listed on Depop if y'all are interested. But yeah, I mean, it's done. And I don't have my bootcut jeans on, so nothing matches. I have sweats on. But yes. So I hope y'all enjoyed today's video, and if you want another tutorial of me making something on the Sentro machine, please let me know. I know that this tutorial was not all the way perfect. I will probably remake it later once I learn more techniques. That way I can add more tips into the video. I do want to try and become like a pro on this machine. I'm determined to do that. Like I said earlier, if you have any questions, please leave them down below and I'll be happy to answer them for you and clear up anything that y'all might be confused on. Again, this top will be listed on Depop. I'm going to keep the other one for myself and wear it. But I do plan on making more. Also, that green top, I did take a picture and I'll put it right here for y'all. I will be selling that as well, possibly. I'm not sure because I'm not happy with the edge of the top. If I do post it, it will be posted on Depop as well. Other than that, I think that's all I have to tell y'all. On that note, I hope y'all have had a great day, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye, everybody.